people say sometimes that they've come out of their depression, on their own, or that they were delivered through their depression with just the strength of whatever higher power they deem real. But I don't think that's true. I think at the end of the day, what all individuals need to succeed in regards to battling yourself, because that's what a lot of those things boil down to, is battling how your own body deals with you, is having a sense of community or support in the way of other human beings that can understand, and if they can't understand, can empathize and sympathize with what it is that you're going through. Whether they can offer some sort of solution or not, just individuals to care, right? It's not just a matter of being able to identify because a person has said to you, you know what I'm saying, damn, I feel some kind of way, that a person feels some kind of way. It's a matter of being able to be there to listen to a person. You know what I'm saying? To be able to listen to a person and receive all of what they're saying, so much so that you can identify with each piece of what they've given you. Does that make sense? For example, I as a friend am not just hearing all the shit that's wrong with you. I'm able to provide you with some sort of solution because, hey, bestie, I totally understand you going through X, Y, and Z, and it feels these kinds of ways. But at that same token, do you think you would be dealing with that if you changed these things about you, you know what I'm saying? Or changed these things in that scenario? Because you have control over changing those things, boo. I don't know. Being able to identify with a person's emotions and feelings, and also being able to share your 2 cents towards their bill of enlightenment. Does that make sense? I don't know, man. Something about that is that sense of, both care and nurture, but also accountability, holding you accountable and responsible for your own life that you need, obviously, to cultivate within yourself, but you also need that externally sometimes. You are not always going to be able to push past feeling the need for motivation into looking at being, more inspired to make all of the right choices for yourself right then and there all the time. So having outside, I don't even want to say like outside olive branches, or but just having at least one other person to hold you accountable for, pushing past how you feel in this very moment into reminding you of where you're trying to go, that's necessary sometimes. It's necessary for us as human beings to need comfort at that same token. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. You can't do it all by yourself. And sometimes having knowledge of the big picture, being connected to source, is not enough. Truly, in your human experience, you need human interaction. So, I don't know, I guess my perspective on human interaction is shifting a little bit. Because at first I'd grown into a space very much so minimalistic where human beings were concerned. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to mind my business, you mind your business. You know what I'm saying? And everything is going to be just fine. I got my wife, I got my daughter. We good. We good right there. In regards to really, you know, mm, really having companionship or showing affection, that's about where it stopped. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. Mm, you realize, shit, if you don't realize nothing but for the fact that when you finally do go to the doctors, they ask you, do you have a positive support system in your circumference? Yeah, I'm saying, I don't know, man. You realize support in the way of, especially as a woman, I know for me, coming from the situations that I've come from, what I would have benefited from is a positive set of other women to be around. Does that make sense? So, women I could talk to about what I was going through and what I was feeling and what I was experiencing. Let alone, what I'm saying, especially now that I'm able to articulate those things to the extent of being able to be comprehended and understood, I'd have been able to learn to problem solve, internally and externally, way better. You teach yourself when you teach yourself, but at that same token, that's just, what I'm saying, just goes to show we'd be light years ahead if we take the opportunity to teach each other things like that. If we were able to have spaces cultivated to understanding things like that. I don't know. I'm fucking ranting, but this is just the things that are crossing my mind at this particular moment in time. I'm dealing with and going through some things on my own that I'm learning I can share with the partner I have. Does that make sense? Like, when you're dealing with some of the mental and emotional stuff that you're dealing with from a day-to-day basis, it's not very many people that you share the entirety of the situation with. You know what I'm saying? How you doing? I'm good. Hey, what's up? Not much. I'm fine. How are you? When you're really dealing with shit, people tend to deflect away from what it is that certain people, okay, tend to deflect from what it is that they going through so they can figure, let me ask you about you. That way you ain't got to worry about what I'm going through, because I ain't trying to tell you for real. You know what I'm saying? Shucks, a lot of, I have the thought process a lot of the time. Why would I share it with you in the first place? You don't really care. You know what I'm saying? You asking me, hey, how I'm doing, because it's a place filler. You know what I'm saying? Period. You're just trying to make conversation. You're trying to be polite. You know what I'm saying? Not always is that the case, but, sometimes that's how you feel. Yeah. But I do happen to have a partner that I can share the intimates with. And sometimes I choose not to, specifically because I don't want to burden her with my shit, or, you know what I'm saying, I don't want to feel like that's mainly it. I don't feel like she'll understand, or I don't want to dump off my own, personal shit off on her. And I'm having to come to the understanding that I'm not dumping it off on her. She's helping me deal with it. You know what I'm saying? The longer I keep it to myself, the longer I don't work through the shit because I don't want to burden her with it, the longer I'm holding on to it. Not all the time. Not all the time. If, for example, does my brain and my body keep up with each other? So I'll have these conversations where I'm full of understanding and things make sense after I've already been overwhelmed. I passed the point of overwhelmed and burnt out from all of the lessons that have been learned. You know what I'm saying? We done went through all of these goddamn video game levels, and now all of a sudden, I'm trying to download levels 1 through 38 all at once. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. Wait a minute. That's a lot of information. But by that time, you need time to cool off. You need time to, the systems need time to pause so they can focus on receiving all of the information that you just motherfucking, downloaded. You need to find somewhere to put it. You got to figure out where the shit go, organize it properly, this, that, and the third. So by this point, man, your body needs time to recoup. I mean, you burnt the fuck out. How are you supposed to, how are you expected to retain and properly place all of the information you gather on a daily basis, right? Especially if you're somebody who kind of just collects a chunk of information and then downloads it, type shit. Your daily experiences. Yeah. You're supposed to place all that information from the day where it's supposed to go every single day. You're supposed to perform basic tasks. You're supposed to be mindful of other people's feelings and emotions. You're supposed to be present as a parent and a spouse. You're supposed to make sure you have time for cleaning. Make sure you make time for cooking. You got to take some time out of there somewhere for yourself. You also need to make sure that your responsibilities are handled. So your house needs to be, if you're living the quote unquote proper life, yada yada. You know what I'm saying? Your shit's supposed to be clean and in order and this and that. And there's just a bunch of fucking shit. And you're supposed to do all of this shit as a human being without fucking spazzing the fuck off once or twice, without having to take a break here or there, to fucking retain, to download, to rest. Lord forbid you have one of those brains that beats your ass or bullies you because you're resting. I don't know, man. It's just a bunch of different shit that I'm figuring out is what it is, and I'm able to identify now. So I'm able to move a little bit differently. I'm trying to we reroute. We rainbow wheeling around this motherfucker. Because at this point, I know this feeling of stress and like constant, almost irritation with the way that things are, this constant dissatisfaction, you know what I'm saying, is just not it. And you're supposed to ignore that in order to remain grateful for all of the I don't know. I don't know. This human experience shit is much different than it said in the pamphlet. Cause man, I don't know. Finding balance. That's where I go back to, So then it becomes, okay, I am grateful for all the shit that I experience because it allows me the opportunity to learn. It allows me the opportunity to grow. It allows me the opportunity to experience, period. That's what I'm here for in the first place. At that very same token, I'm motherfucking uncomfortable, right? I'm tired. I'm stressed. I'm feeling those very same emotions at the same time that I'm also very grateful for everything that I'm experiencing, including those things. You know what I'm saying? Now it's a matter of figuring out, exiting those feelings and emotions, because I no longer want to feel those feelings and or emotions. I know that I am going to feel them again at a later point in life, but at a later point in life I'll be able to accept them with more ease. At this particular token in life, you know what I'm saying, at this particular time, at this juncture, I'd no longer like to feel these emotions so intensely, right? Okay. So, what are the next steps? You feel me? What's coming next? What's next? It's a matter of realizing that I was relying very heavily on motivation and being motivated when, in all actuality, I probably should be relying more on inspiration, If you're inspired to do something, you're going to make it a point to manifest your inspirations into reality. It's going to be a constant mental reminder. Your body is not always going to be motivated to get up and go, period. It's not always going to be something there. And in most cases, it's an external thing with the motivation that's going to drive you to get something done. But your inspirations are mental. Those stick with you. Them hit different. You know what I'm saying? And at this point, I'm shifting my focus. I guess the solution to the problem is this: shift your focus from what you can be doing right now to get where you want to be, eventually, into really honing in on the picture of who it is you're inspired to be, and make way to usher her in comfortably. So it's a matter of thinking of it, instead of thinking of it like, damn, I gotta work out today. You know what I'm saying? Fuck, I don't really feel like working out today. It's a matter of really just licking the abs of the version of you want to be. And in order to get them washboard abs, what did she have to do? She had to motherfucking work out. You know what I'm saying? She had to eat right. She had to do what she was supposed to motherfucking do.